turned his ankle back around. You know, his ankle did a 90-degree turn. But these are the teams that we're going to look for. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start off, like I told you, we got the top 16 players in the league. And I'm not saying that these are the best players. There are some players that are better than these guys. These guys, in my opinion, have the greatest impact on the franchise. What I mean by that is this. If you give them quality leadership and a team, a blank canvas, them and 5 students with quality leadership, because we are not going to minimize coaching ability. Coaching is everything. Coaching is king. Coaching creates continuity. Continuity creates success, and success is the ultimate goal. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with my first 4 picks. Number 16. A lot of you guys going to be shocked at this, at him being so low. And remember, 16 because I feel that these are the 16 slots in the NBA playoffs. These are the guys that'll get you in the playoffs without a doubt. Coming in last but not least, not at the least, last is Karl Anthony Towns. If you can get this guy can do it all. People don't know that Karl Anthony Towns, coming out of high school in New Jersey, was a 7-foot wonder. He was shooting the 3. He was killing you in the low post. You saw him kill in the low post. And at the University of Kentucky, they took the lead by snowing them, the Twins. They were doing that thing. The problem with this, and the reason Karl Anthony Towns is so low is this. Karl Anthony Towns and his teammate Andrew Wiggins, they don't know how to play basketball. They have the ability to play basketball. He's 7 feet tall. He's athletic. He can shoot the 3. He can do all the things that allow you to play basketball, but he don't know how to play basketball, and that's the problem. And until he listens to the coach and buys into the program, he will continue to be this low. Karl Anthony Towns is number 16 because even though he has the ability to do everything, he's not engaged defensively, and they really don't know how to run sets. They don't know how to do any of that because they play run and gun, AAU, and then you go to college for 1 year, whereas college would traditionally indoctrinate you into the system. You don't have that anymore. You got guys just run up and down the basketball court, and they're just using their physical attributes to take over a game. That's not how you play basketball. That's how you hoop, but that ain't how you play basketball. There's definitely a difference. So that's why he's number 16. Number 15 is a dude who bounced around the league. He started off in Orlando, then he went to Oklahoma City, didn't do too well, but he rededicated himself and went to the Indiana Pacers, traded to the Indiana Pacers, and showed the whole world, if you get, now that I'm locked in, now that I'm ready to go, even though he an R&B singer, I'm just messing with you. It is Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo. Oh, what's up, Kim? Yeah, thank you, Kim. Victor Oladipo is number 15. The reason I got him there because, like I said, he had a solid rookie campaign. Initially he wasn't as healthy as he could be. Then he got shipped out to Oklahoma City because he's a ball dominant player as well. He's the type of guy to push the envelope. He got re-engaged, and I respect Victor for this reason and this reason only. He was given his own team. I believe they were about, he was a footstep away from being pushed into the background of the league, and Victor Oladipo rededicated himself, saw that if he engaged like Russell Westbrook, who, and contrary to popular belief, whether it was a good or bad situation, he let this young man know, hey, there's a different way to do things, and this is the way to do it. He saw how Russ did it. He re-engaged. He breathed life back into Nate McMillan's Indiana Pacers. That Pacer team almost shook up the world by taking out LeBron James last year. We are looking at a situation of Victor Oladipo. He was an NBA All-Star, probably the most improved player in the league last year. I think he was an All NBA selection. So Victor Oladipo, of course, he is the number 15 guy that no matter what team you put him on with solid coaching. Remember, y'all, solid coaching is the key. Even the great Michael Jordan was under 500 the first 2 years. They was making the playoffs, but they were under 500 making the playoffs with the likes of Stan Auerbach and those type of guys. You can't win like that. Without good leadership, you need a Doug Collins and you need a Phil Jackson to take you over the top. So if it takes Michael Jordan with great leadership The rest of these guys, you definitely need great leadership. The next guy is a guy who runs hot and cold. He's 6'4". He's a bolt of lightning. He plays defense. He has a solid jump shot, but he needs to work on that more and more. He's a perfect example of Cat Towns. They come from the same university. Him and Cat Towns are the perfect example of what I'm talking about. They don't know how to play basketball. They have all the physical attributes at 6'4", 6'5", long, rangy, athletic. He plays defense. John Wall, this is a perfect excuse for why you need to stay in college when you're playing basketball. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hear the nonsense. I get it on Twitter and things of that nature saying, hey, man, I ain't turning down no money. I'm not asking anybody to turn down money. Only a damn fool would ask you to turn down money, and I'm not that. What I'm saying is learn your craft. Learn your craft. It's more to playing basketball to being physical. It's more than playing basketball than being wildly aggressive and running at you like a bolt of lightning. You have to be able to create pace. And over the last few years, John Wall has tempered his pace. He goes extremely fast to slow and medium. He's tempered that, but John needs to get a coach and listen and buy in. Once John listens and buys in, he'll be unstoppable. I would have loved to have seen John Wall with the likes of a LeBron James, because I think when you put John with somebody who he respects on that level, or he thinks he can learn something with, he becomes a sponge. John Wall, Bradley Beal, and that crew, they were doing it without him, but when John is engaged, he's one of the better players in the league. That's why he's my number 13 guy. I'm going to stop right here. Donovan Mitchell, he's a rookie. Donovan Mitchell had an explosive rookie year. No one expected the Utah Jazz to do anything last season. Nobody was checking for them, man. Let's just be honest. Nobody was checking for the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell, he was an afterthought in the draft. He was like, oh yeah, he's a pretty good player. But at the end of the day, what happened? This dude took the league by storm, threatened to win league MVP, turned the league on his ass. Can he do, and because he did that, he made this list. Now, he made the list in front of Oladipo and in front of John Wall. The reason he did that is this: because nobody expected anything, and he showed and proved. Now, this season, we're going to see if he can maintain his top 16 status. And because he has Coach Schneider out there in Utah, and they've added a couple of pieces, and we're going to see if he can continue the success. Again, this is a perfect example of buying into the process, buying into the program, and then letting your physical attributes and what you've learned at the University of Kentucky under Coach Rick Pitino take over and put you over the top. This is a young man that can do his damn. He's been doing the damn thing. We are very impressed with him at the end of the bench, and we're gonna put him in situations where he's right there at number 12, right with Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, Victor Oladipo, John Wall, and Donovan Mitchell. And let's just move on to more NBA information. My man, this is one of the more contentious topics in the NBA today. Kevin Durant, is he getting his proper due? Is he not getting his proper due? First and foremost, this is why old guys like me and others criticize the young generation. You worried about these young men are far too worried. They have too much invested in what other people think. Kevin Durant, first and foremost, you are a league MVP. You were voted the most valuable player in the NBA at one point in your career. You have been voted the finals MVP the last 2 seasons. Everybody called you a punk, and everybody, it's going to be people going to criticize you no matter what. And no one likes to be criticized. So I'm not on here saying, hey man, get over it, man. Don't be a chump. I'm not doing that, because that's not how I get down. That's not how I move and shake. But it does make me question the brother Kevin Durant. Because where's your head, bro? See, this is why people criticize my homie LeBron James. This is why people criticize the new generation. because y'all all grew up idolizing Michael Jordan. Y'all grew up respecting Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and so forth and so on. And I understand this is a different age, and you get to speak you get to, as the guru, rest in peace, mad respect, once said, you get to speak your clout. I get it. But the problem with this whole situation is this. Why the hell must you speak about everything? Every single solitary thought that comes to your head must hit the news, hit the media. And see, it's to the point that y'all talk so much that a cat like Kawhi Leonard, who's acting like a legit grown man, a legitimate grown man, is looked upon as weird because he don't share every single moment of his life. Kawhi Leonard was recently was day before yesterday, as a matter of fact. He was in an interview on NBA TV. I mean NBA radio with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson, and he mentioned that he doesn't even have social media, nor does he watch ESPN. I find it difficult to believe he don't watch ESPN. But even if he's not lying, he didn't give them anything that didn't have anything to do with basketball. They asked him his opinion on a few things. He refused to give it to them. He just pivoted and went to another direction or gave them the exact same answer. And he's looked upon as weird because at the end of the day, your innermost thoughts are yours. I'm a dude who loves Twitter, but you don't know what's going on with my personal life with Twitter. Twitter is for sports, hip-hop, social commentary, and things of that nature. You ain't gonna know what's going on in my house on Twitter. You may know what's going on in the streets of Chicago, like if you looked at my last post. You may know what's going on in a community or in some aspects of the city, but you're not gonna know what's going on in my name. You don't even know my name on Twitter. But Kevin Durant, he's crying about he's not getting the proper respect, and he'll never get his due. Bruh, you a world champion. You're a league MVP. You making $35-40 million a year. What more respect do you need? You're an Olympic gold medalist, league MVP. You might even be an All-Star MVP. I don't remember. You may be an All-Star MVP. What else do you want, Kevin? Oh, you want to be recognized for defense. Well, you know what, bro? Why don't you, I don't know for a fact, but if you and LeBron James give the impression that you guys are good friends, why don't you look at your good friend LeBron James and see that at one point he was one of the better on-ball defenders in the NBA, and he should have won Defensive Player of the Year one year, but he didn't. So, and yeah, you know what? He spoke on it, but he was just saying, "Hey man, I think I deserve to be Defensive Player of the Year," and he left it right there. At no point did he go, "Man, you should have. They should have." Who gives a damn, man? Yeah, he was 2012 All-Star MVP. But who gives a damn? What do you mean you're not getting the proper respect? Come on, bruh. Now, one of the questions for the day is this. I'm in this segment with one of the questions. And that question is this. Are the players in the NBA focused on the right things? Should you be focused on accolades or should you be focused on championships? Because, don't get me wrong, man, everybody want to be recognized as the best at what they do. But you know what? One thing since Jordan is the standard, one thing about Michael Jordan, when y'all didn't give him what he wanted, he went out and took it. Isaiah Thomas wasn't getting the respect that he thought he deserved, he went out and took it. Hakeem Olajuwon was voted league MVP. He wasn't voted league MVP. And David Robinson was. He went out there and shook David Robinson up. And a lot of you guys who love these, I don't know the history of the game. Well, why don't you start get this again? This is when the proper announcers on the game will make it easier for these young men to understand what their place in the grand scheme of things is. The league is not about